Abe. Lola. Hi. Oh, give me a break. You're not tough. Are you camera shy today? All right then. Hey, good afternoon everybody. It's Aaron. Welcome back to the ranch. It's kind of a ranch. We have a couple livestock. Somebody requested a llama update, so I figured I'd do that. It's actually pretty nice today. Yesterday we had it was almost gale force winds. Man, it was ridiculous. I think it was like 30 mile per hour sustained, gusting up to like 40 or 45. It was crazy. So it's almost springtime. In the morning I can hear the birds chirping and the woodpeckers pecking and all of that stuff. So let's talk about the llamas. There they are. That probably would have made a really good picture. So we don't know if Lola is pregnant or not, and that's fine. We don't feel like we need to have a vet come check because the llamas are so hard to handle. They want out. They're following me over here. They're so hard to handle because they were just left alone for so long. They weren't quite feral, but pretty damn close. We got them to the point that, you know, they'll come to a feed bucket or whatever. Or, I gotta make sure Pete doesn't get out. Or what we've been doing is, remember I set up that little pen back there. We've been letting them out, usually in the morning, to go on this other like 7-acre pasture, because it still had some green grass. And they love it. Like every time I come out to the fence, like, see, she knows. She knows what's happening. You guys ready to come out? Yeah? Tail up, ears back. Let's see if I can do this without dropping the camera. So if they're out here, whenever I come out, they basically follow me around because they think it's time to eat. And anytime I go into the shop, they come over because they also think it's time to eat. But I haven't been spat at for a while, which means I'm about due for it. Oh, go graze. Leave me alone. So I don't know if we've ever really talked about why we got the llamas in the first place. So this will be a good opportunity. Initially, we wanted to get goats or sheep, and we still do. But I had been reading about something called a guard llama, and I had read that they were really good, females anyway, for guarding sheep or goats or whatever from coyotes. And the reason you use females is because the males will actually try to breed with, I'm pretty sure, sheep, maybe goats too, and they'll actually crush the female goat or sheep when they try to mate with them. So that's why you get a female llama to be your guard llama. Well, these two came up for sale. They were a pair, so I bought them. They were like, I think $350 for the pair. It was a pretty good deal. We later found out why, because the guy had just left them out in a pasture with cows. So we got them. We get a farm tax credit, you know, or no sales tax, whatever. It's all good. As it turns out, not every single llama is a guard llama. It depends on the specific llama's demeanor. And to be honest, Lola's kind of a bitch. I don't know how good of a guard llama she'd be. She definitely bosses Abe around, so who knows. Anyhow, we've had problems with stray dogs the last couple of days or couple of weeks, and I don't know where they're coming from, but there were 3 of them yesterday. And then these weren't strays. They were, I think they belonged to somebody. There were a couple of kids rolling a tire down the street with a stick. I guess it's the 1950s again. I didn't know that was still a thing. Anyway, so they had 3 dogs with them. And the dogs, I went to let the cats in. I heard some yipping. I came out, and there were these 3 dogs chasing Lola around. And, well, Abe too. And for the most part, they were just running away. So I went out there with a big stick, and I got the dog's attention. And Abe actually did kick one of the dogs. So good on him. But when I came out with the stick, they saw me. I got in between them and the llamas, and they ran away. Luckily, I didn't have to go get a gun and shoot anything, because Beth would, she would not like that. She's an animal lover of all animals. So anyway, recently this guy put up an ad on Craigslist for 3 female llamas. Different guy than we bought these 2 from. He wanted $250 a piece, which actually is pretty cheap. There's a llama registration, and I mean, it costs so much money. But basically, you know, they have to be, to get registered llamas, they have to be the product of other registered llamas. And those llamas are pretty expensive. But just generic llamas around here, I guess about $250 is the price range. You can get geldings for less than that, and you can get intact males for probably right around that amount, $250 to $500, I think. So anyway, this guy had 3 of them, and he wanted $250 a piece. And initially I thought, that's a great deal, let's get all 3 of them. The intent being, I've got a male. I assume that all his things work, because I've seen him mating with Lola, and she's been spitting at him and running away every time he tries to get frisky. So she's probably pregnant, but we don't know for sure. So I'm like, well, I have a male, these 3 females. He said they've been running with a male since last summer, so they may or may not be bred. He didn't know. So my first thought is, if they are bred, they have babies. If any of those are girls, Abe can breed with any of those babies and the 3 female moms. Whatever baby comes out of Lola, if it's a girl, allegedly dad can breed with daughter, but mother can't breed with son. I don't know if there's any truth to that. Let me know in the comments. Personally, I would prefer to have the genetic diversity. That's just my preference. So I'm thinking, cool, 3 female llamas, potentially 3 more babies, and then future potential babies, of which, you know, we could sell the males off, maybe the females, depending if we have another male to breed with them, you know, who knows. So it turns out the guy really didn't know much about the 3 llamas. He knew one of them had a baby the year before, but they lost the baby to the cold. I got a feeling from the pictures that he just left them out with his cattle also. But he didn't know how old they were or anything. So I was kind of on the fence about it. I told Beth, I said, if you want them, we'll get them, but I'm just kind of leery about the whole thing. And so we just let that opportunity go. You know, there will be more llamas at some point, I hope. I don't know. Anyway, the whole point of that is, initially we got those llamas because we heard about their guardian capabilities. But now I'm like, well, if I get 3 more females, then we can sell baby llamas. We won't be able to sell that many, obviously, because they're gestation is like 11.5 months, which is why we can't really tell by just looking if Lola's pregnant, because she'd only be about halfway to term. So we're just gonna wait and see what happens. It's not that big of a deal. There are llamas. We're never gonna get rid of them. You know, they belong here. They belong with us. And that's that. So there's your llama update. We haven't done anything recently because the kid got both of us sick. And so today's Sunday. I started feeling it on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night, man, I was wrecked. I didn't go to work Thursday or Friday, so I'm back to work tomorrow. Let me see if Abe will let me get close to him. Lola, I can get up next to. Abe, he's still Abe, why are you running away? Look. He heard me coming. I did see a couple of videos on how to work with llamas in a round pen to get them used to you approaching them and haltering and stuff, but I don't know if we'll ever get around to that. Maybe someday, who knows. Anyway, I think that is going to do it for this one, guys. I had cabin fever, so I had to get out of the house for a few minutes. So I figured I'd just walk and talk. Hopefully it's not too shaky, and hopefully I'm not too much of a mouth breather. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.